Should your child get into martial arts? Absolutely. 100% yes. I do believe that martial arts is for everybody. Thanks for joining the video. My name is Sensei Stanley. I'm a second-degree black belt in judo. I've also trained jiu-jitsu, sambo, and I was a wrestling coach for 16 years. My mission is to expand the world of martial arts, to get more people involved, and to also take away some of the misconceptions people have of judo. So, you're contemplating getting your child into martial arts. Again, I can't emphasize it enough. Martial arts is wonderful. Martial arts is going to teach your son or daughter so many life skills. Martial arts is not about fighting. It's not about punching. It's not about kicking. It's not about pinning somebody or submitting somebody. Martial arts is a tool to become a better person. And all of us need to become better. We need to be better workers, we need to be better parents, we need to be better children, we need to be better students, all this. And martial arts is absolutely the gateway. I encourage you to definitely get your child into martial arts. I think that martial arts is an avenue for improving individuals one bow at a time. Now, whenever you're searching around for the right martial arts school, it depends on what you're looking for. Obviously, the first thing that I would say is to check out the school or schools that are closest to your house, because there are a lot of martial arts schools out there, a lot of good martial arts schools out there, and they might be pretty close to your house. So, as you're driving around, see if you could find some. Search on Google, talk to anybody that you know that might be in martial arts. They might be able to tell you some things about the schools that are around your area and if you should attend them or not. I also suggest to maybe shop around a little bit. Most places offer a 1-week free trial. Some even offer more than that. So go out there, take advantage, shop around. Choose the one that feels right. Also check out the local YMCA or youth center. They might have a martial arts program in there. When you search around, look for a couple things. One, is it a warm and welcoming environment? Is the place clean? And does it look like people are enjoying themselves? Those are some things that you want to look into. And you should be able to see it the first time you go into the martial arts school. You could look around. There'll also be parents that are sitting there. While your child is on the mat, I encourage you to stay there and to watch. Talk to some of these other parents. Ask them what they think of the program. Would they recommend somebody come there? What's some pros and cons for coming there? Most parents are pretty dang brutally honest, to be honest. So, what are some of the benefits for getting your child into martial arts? One, they get awesome socialization with other people their age. They find a group of individuals in the martial arts school that are on a good path, that are conscious about getting better, that are conscious about becoming more physically fit. Get your kid involved with them. The other thing that your child is going to get is some awesome physical fitness. Right now, as a country, we face an obesity and overweight epidemic. So many people are overweight. We have a higher percentage of overweight and obese people in this country than we have ever in recorded history. the number one way to curb this is to get people involved in something that's fun, but also physically active and works on your physical fitness. The misconception about working out is that it has to be grueling all the time and that it can't be enjoyable. That is a gigantic misconception. If you find a physical activity that you enjoy, you don't think about how heavy you're breathing, how fast your heart is going, how much you're sweating. You're just enjoying the activity. I know when I was a PE teacher, I would present something to the kids in two different ways. We were going to run. If I presented it like this, hey everybody, tomorrow is the mile run. Nobody liked it. Nobody wants to do it. Everybody's like, oh my God, the mile run, no way. But if I did an activity such as something like capture the flag, to where we're running up and down the soccer field, they have to grab the flag out of the other person's base and they have to try to run it back to their base. When we play this activity for 15, 20, 25 minutes, the kids end up running more than a mile. But it's presented as a fun activity, a game. This is another thing you should look into when you are viewing martial arts schools. Are the kids having fun? Because if they're in a mindset and a mind frame of they're enjoying themselves, they're not going to think about how much they're sweating, how heavy they're breathing, and how much they're actually exercising and getting some physical activity out. Even if it involves warm-ups that have calisthenics like push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, if it's presented in a fun way and other people around you are enjoying it, your child is going to enjoy it as well. Another super important thing that your child is going to learn from doing martial arts is discipline. Now, I don't necessarily just mean discipline as a way of standing up at attention and saying, yes, sir, no, sir, and being quiet when the adult is talking, things like that. That's also a misconception of discipline. What is discipline? Discipline is finding something and sticking to it. Making sure that I set aside time, however often it might be, once a week, twice a week, once a day, whatever it might be, and sticking to it. Being disciplined. Even on the days that it becomes hard or difficult. Or some days I'm not going to want to do it. If I learn discipline, I go and do these things no matter how I feel. I'll give you a quick story. Well, it's not even a story really, but I was a wrestling coach for 16 years, and I've coached hundreds of kids. If you count the clinics and things like that, thousands of kids. In that 16 years, not one time ever did one of the kids say, I wish I would have never wrestled. I wish I never did it. I hate that I was on the team. It was the worst mistake I could have ever done was being on the wrestling team. I never heard that one time. But I've lost track of how many times former wrestlers have came up to me and said, Coach, I wish I would have stuck with it. Coach, I wish I would have started this earlier. Coach, all this stuff that I learned, all the discipline, it transferred over into my adult life. And I'm so happy that I wrestled. I wish I would have done it sooner. I wish I would have got involved in this. It's the same sort of mind frame because wrestling is a martial art, by the way. But, again, shop around, right? Maybe grappling isn't for you. That's okay, you know. Wrestling, judo, jiu-jitsu, maybe they're not for you. That's okay. That's why there's karate schools, there's taekwondo schools, there's aikido, there's kali, there's kickboxing, there's boxing. I mean, there's all these different avenues options of things that you could look into. And again, if you're new to martial arts and you're not sure what your son or daughter would like, take them to a grappling style martial art class, judo, jiu-jitsu, or involve them in wrestling at maybe one of the local wrestling clubs. And also introduce them into one of the striking arts, karate, taekwondo, boxing, kickboxing, something like that. See which one they like. They might be nervous to try it. But again, that's also something that is going to improve over time, right? And one of the things that martial arts is going to teach your son or daughter is confidence. There's going to be a lot of times that they're going to be scared to do something in martial arts class. Sometimes even stepping into the door. But as a society, we don't need to run from our fears. We need to face them. And we need to overcome them. This will transfer over into their adult life. There's going to be times to where they're going to have to maybe spar against somebody bigger, stronger, and in their eyes, scarier than them. The nerves are real high before they get out there. But after they get done with that sparring match, a lot of times they're like, I don't really even know what I was scared about. Why was I scared? That was fun. I didn't get hurt. They didn't get hurt. It was fun. We just had a fun sparring match. It wasn't super competitive. It was just fun. There's always going to be these challenges that are put in front of your son and daughter in a martial arts class. Physical and mental blocks that people have will slowly start to disappear. When they know that they can take on tasks, even though they're scared, and be able to do that task and succeed, the confidence just grows and grows and grows. Super important. And I would say that the last thing that your son or daughter is going to get from being part of a martial arts school is this deep philosophy of improving yourself all the time. No matter what level you get to, there's always room for improvement. No matter how good your technique is, it could always get better. No matter what tournament you compete in, there's a higher caliber tournament. There's always this quest to improve yourself. The Japanese call it kaizen, the journey of always improving yourself. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you decide to enroll your son or daughter in a martial arts academy. My name is Sensei Stanley. I appreciate you being in here today. If you like my message, help me spread it. Tell some people about it. Watch this video again. Comment below. I'll reach back out. If you comment, I'll respond. I want to help. No, I'm not 100% expert in every single field of martial arts, but I've been doing this 25 years, and I'm here to help. So please reach out. Subscribe if you'd like this video, comment, share, any of that. Just help me grow, and I appreciate it. So, in the meantime, check out one of these 2 videos that I have posted up here and listen more about my story, the philosophy, or any other questions you might have about martial arts. Thanks, everybody. Bye.